to get two hands around it. That's what turns this from just a restaurant into a fine dining restaurant. Also the fact that I'm not wearing trousers, that's also what makes it fine dining. Because you can see the quality of the sausage that we use in this restaurant. We'll get there real soon, Bilbo. You and me together. We're a great team. Oh. I'm a great team. Bilbo's a cunt. I don't think facial hair would put me off a lady, as long as she stared massive jugs. First try, we did it. We're just going to be hunted by this big old fish. Or is it a mammal? It's a monster, that's what it is. Needless to say, I must study this strange life form more. By study it more, do you think he means he wants to fuck it? So does he wants to fuck a carrot, doesn't he? I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't? I mean, I guess everyone shoved a carrot up their arse before, haven't they? But who's actually cut a hole in a carrot and fucked it? This guy's going to find out what that's like. And maybe we will as well. We will as well. We're not sick. It's science. We're not going to change into the evil giant, but that doesn't mean we cannot do evil things, okay? It appears to be made of pure gold. Anything interesting on the back? Anything interesting on its bum? No. No, hawks typically don't have very interesting bums. Let's see if we can get through this gap without crashing. No. He's unkillable! What? Oh no. Right, we've got to get the fuck out of here then. Let's go. Let's go. Oh no! Look at that, we're not even taking a hit from these wolves. Ow. Alright, we are. Surgery time 5 minutes 13 seconds. I'd challenge any other heart surgeon to do it that quick.
Did you know that gorillas don't go to heaven?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's because, well, who baptizes gorillas? Fucking idiots.
Do you think we'd listen to a chump like you? Oh man, once I cut your fucking ear off, I think you'll be... Well, you might have trouble listening after that, actually. But still, I think you'll get the point. You'll get the message for sure. Fresh off our first mission, we'll be, Dad, are you proud of me? Finally? Have I earned your approval after all these years? No, son, I'm dead. I could fucking crack you in the face with my daughter's head. You'd be feeling it. Guys, we've got a fresh bag of flour here. We need to check it's okay, don't we? How do we check? Well, you know, just like cocaine. You have to stick the knife in. It's pure. It's pure. I don't think we should talk to anybody else for now. We've already murdered 4 people. Well, 3 people. I don't know what happened to the other one. Maybe we got a 2-for-1 with the goblins, or maybe a 3-for-2 if she was pregnant. Oh man, shocking, eh? What have you got for me? What have you got for me, game? A rope to hang myself. She blew actual love hearts at me. My heart rate spiked, my bonus spiked as well, mate. Oh, cockroaches! It's not the kind of cock Claire was after today. Still half asleep, aren't you? Yeah, I wish you were permanently asleep, actually. Why don't we go dig a little grave for you? It won't take long, because you're only like 6. Stay back! Stay back! Stay back! Stay back! He's not staying back! Oh, no! Oh. Oh my god! Stop doing it! Stop dying! You ever played Bollock Bonkers? It's like Conkers, but with testicles and penises. Let's insult each other. Freedom wagon. I'm going to be freeing her from her virginity. I don't know why we had her diary, where we found it, what we're doing with it, how long we've had it, if she even knew it was gone. But we had it, and we were going to give it to her. The diary, that is. And, well, then penis, I guess. So that was the end goal. Always the end goal with a lady. Stop it! Get away from my bum! Get away from my bum! Please die! Our flower was completely open, guys. We were that moist.
In the bushes straight ahead.
In the bushes straight ahead?
Right.
Where? Oh, let me smash these ones. Oh, God! Oh my God, help! With hit singles like Born to Corn and Tonight I'm Plowing You, how's a girl supposed to keep her panties dry around here? How indeed. Live, on air, in support of IHUK, I've caused the extinction of a species. Oh.
Fuck is that? Just run. Just run. Just run!
Oh, fuck me! I upset a swan today. Not intentionally. Let's twat this fucking bird.
Fatality.
Oh my God! Another one! We got another one! Kind of looks like a little sacrificial fuckstone. Would you care to? No? Ashley? Oh, she'd rather do that instead. It is the first date after all. She's not going to sleep with me on the first date, but she'll suck me off.
My poos were so red, and I'm like, oh my god, my asshole is bleeding. Oh, it wasn't. It's just all the pizza sauce and pepperoni, I hope.
It may be possible to replenish one's health by cutting grass and finding hearts. Who needs a hospital then? You just need a lawnmower if you get sick. That's what I've learned today. Wiping my ass with a brick, apparently. I don't know. I mean, a brick's good. Bricks, they exfoliate your bumhole, is what a brick does, guys. You think you're using wet wipes and you're getting clean? No, use a brick. Killed a caveman and we've stolen his jewellery. So the night is off to a good start. Eat my green plumber shit. We'll shoot this guy in the head for charity.
That's how you woo a lady. You just tell her that you farted on old women and it drives them crazy.
Oh god, that's awful. What's in here? Oh my god. Oh my god, no. Oh my god. No. Look. I don't know if you heard the whisper. But even there on the fucking picture, it says behind you. There's somebody in here. Is Hitler okay? I think he's dead, mate. I think he's dead. She's gonna be so mad. Mrs. Rusty's Fur Burger. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Enjoy your meal. We've got a third age dwarf belt buckle of Moria iron. Rolls off the tongue, that one. Isn't it a fine shade of blue? It's not very subtle though. It doesn't lend itself to stealth really. Unless the goons happen to sort of frequent a bouncy castle or soft play area. I will cut off your tiny goddamn testicles and use them as Christmas ornaments. Man, she means business. Rusty to do his liquid shits in. Oh my goodness. Wooden armour. Oh, nice. Can we wear it? We are wearing it. Look at this. Oh, I'm a fucking tree boy now. I'm a tree boy now. You can't fuck with a tree boy. Oh no, the torch. The light. Oh. Oh my god, what the f- ah! Look at the top of the hill. Oh! Why would you do that? They took everything but my torch. I think I'm hiding it in my bumhole. Dead bride's necklace. Well, she won't be needing it. Off we go, a little bit of parkour, guys. Jurassic parkour, eh? Ahoy, ahoy, mates. Hope you're well. I'm doing alright. We didn't stream yesterday. I played a board game. I was playing Resident Evil 2 board game with Mrs. Busty yesterday. Had a great time. We are one mission away from completing the campaign. Fingers crossed we can make it. Final boss. Well, I'll let you know how it goes when we get there. But today we have got a cheeky little Choose Your Own Adventure book I found in the bookshop today. I went in, I was looking for stuff, and this one randomly was on the shelf, cover outward, and it lured me in. And you can see the cover right here behind me. It looks pretty cool. It's called Can You Survive the Zombie Apocalypse? The choice is yours, and if you don't survive, you've got no one to blame but yourself. But I figure if I sort of delegate the choices to you guys, I have got someone to blame. So this says there are hours of bone-crunching zombie action with 100 paths and 50 endings to choose from. We've got choices to make, moral dilemmas, strategic decisions, weapons, vehicles. Will you be a hero, or will you cover your own ass at all costs? Can you withstand the coming hours, days, weeks and months, or will you die amidst the chaos and violence of a zombie uprising? Or worst of all, will you become one of them? We'll find out. Hi Jaime, how you doing, buddy? We are going to see if we can survive the zombie apocalypse. So I picked this one up today. It looks pretty fun. And we haven't got any stats or inventory to keep track of. We just make the decisions and we have to live with them. So hopefully we don't die straight away. But I imagine if I mean, how many pages are in this book? I don't know, 384. And if we've got 100 paths and 50 endings, then perhaps it's quite a short apocalypse. for us. I don't know if there's like one right way to do this and win, or if there are several ways through and just different stories. So we'll see. Maybe we'll try a couple. Let's begin though. Let's begin. Can you survive the zombie apocalypse? We'll find out. Let's see. A brief message on the zombie apocalypse and you. Oh, hello from you both. How are you both? How are you both doing? Are you recovered yet? I hope so. We're doing a zombie apocalypse choose your own adventure. So if you want to help choose if we live or die, then go for it. Is that the cover? That is the cover. Yeah, look, that's the cover. This is the book. That's the real thing. It's not a giant book behind me. That's superimposed there. The book is actually this size compared to a human. I can't read books that big. The print is too big for me. I have to get really far back. And we have to get really far back. I'm doing very well, thanks. I'm doing really well. You can see how it caught my attention. Yeah, it's really cool. It is really cool. I think, and looking up, this guy's done a second one of these two. So we'll see. If this one's good, we'll maybe pick up the other one. So, a brief message on the zombie apocalypse and you. Beyond this page lies unspeakable horror. Bone-crunching, blood-spattering, brain-impaling horror. Oh my goodness. The horror of the zombie apocalypse. Well, if you're reading this, you've probably read your fair share of zombie stories and watched your fair share of zombie flicks. That's true. That's true. We've watched a lot, and it probably goes into the unfair territory actually, compared to if we're saying there's a share of zombie stories and zombie films for people to watch. I've definitely done above my share. I've been a bit obese with zombie films, I guess. That's how we're putting it. But this time it's different. No longer do you get to sit back idle as a bunch of fools make all the wrong moves. It'll be me making the wrong moves. All hell is about to break loose, and this time you have a say in humanity's survival. You're 25 years old? Fuck me, am I? I don't even remember when I was 25 years old. You live in a crappy, overpriced studio apartment in Manhattan. You work a corporate job that you're not particularly fond of. Up until now, your day-to-day life offered few surprises. But today, on a hot and humid July morning, zombies have come to Manhattan. You have choices to make now, lots of them. Moral dilemmas, strategic decisions, weapons, vehicles. Will you be a hero or will you cover your own ass at all costs? Probably that one, actually. Will you survive the coming hours, days, weeks and months? Or will you die amidst the chaos and violence of a zombie uprising? Or worst of all, will you become one of them? The choice is yours. And hey, if you don't make it, you've got no one to blame but yourself. I'll find a way. Right, it begins. These sections are quite big. Several pages before we make a decision, actually. So there's a lot more reading than choices, it looks like. But let's begin with it begins... ... Will this ever end? These Monday morning meetings always run long, every damn time. God, in the history of man, has a Monday morning meeting ever not run long? As usual, you overslept, missed the subway and arrived 10 minutes late to work, so you missed the Krispy Kremes and one of the good chairs. Now you're stuck in a tiny little plastic thing you're pretty sure you can hear bending underneath your weight. Or maybe that's the sound of your stomach aching for a donut. Actually, guys, true story, a few weeks ago I actually did fall through a chair. It wasn't a shitty little plastic one, it was a shitty little wooden one. And I bought like 4 of them. I was like, this will be nice. We've got the table in the living room now, and we can all sit around the table now and have our dinner. So I'm sat on one of these chairs. Little did I know. Actually, well, it was probably there. It was already there, always in the description. I just didn't read it. I just thought, these are a good price. I'll get them. There was a weight limit on these chairs that it turns out I exceed it. So I was sitting on this chair quite happily. We were playing our D&D. This is how I ended up on the floor. And yeah, suddenly there was just a crunch, and then my ass was on the floor, and the chair was broken. So I can resonate. This book has resonated with me. With a shitty chair creaking under the weight. So I'm only like 7 kilos over the weight limit of that chair. So that's the goal. That's the short-term goal. Lose enough weight so I can sit on chairs in my own fucking house. We'll try it. Hi Hannah, how are you doing, bud? I hope well. I hope that bump's gone down on your kid's head, by the way. Right, your head's still hurting from Saturday night. Can't drink like you used to. College days. Drink, puke, sleep, drink, puke, sleep, drink, puke, sleep, watch some basketball, drink, puke, sleep. Rinse, repeat, graduate 3 semesters late. Good times. But you're a grown man now, an adult. An adult stuck in a miserable Monday morning meeting with no Krispy Kreme. All you can think about is 5 o'clock and getting home. Being enveloped by your well-worn but pretty darn comfortable, if you don't say so yourself, Craigslist couch. Ordering some Chinese, well, maybe we could do that. Sweet and sour chicken, sauce on the side, fried rice and egg roll, watching some Seinfeld, good stuff. I hope they go down in time for school photos, mate. They'll Photoshop it out, or maybe they'll Photoshop more on there, just to make you look like a deadbeat mum who abuses the kid. I'd love it if they did that. No, that's a rabbit hole we won't go down. Can you imagine, though? I might Photoshop some pictures of your kid. Oh, yes, to be home. You pull out your phone. 10:40 a.m. Sigh. 7 more hours to... Suddenly, violently, Angela, the cute brunette receptionist, bursts through a set of double doors and explodes into the conference room. What, she was a suicide bomber? Everyone turns. Someone giggles. Confused looks all around. Eyes wide, Angela stands in the doorway, silent for a moment. Then, "Oh, sorry to interrupt, but I think you need to turn the TV on." Matthew Trippuck, head of marketing, glares down from his usual spot at the head of the long conference table. Cool and condescending. "Angela, you're interrupting." Prick. I would say that too, but the book also says that, so it's like, there we go, 2 points for this book resonated with me. The poor girl just ran in here looking like she was going to wet herself. She must have a decent reason. Angela ignores the big boss's dirty look and runs the length of the long conference room to the fat old Mitsubishi TV in the corner, a leftover from the pre-PowerPoint days. The oversized TV sits on a banged-up TV cart. You're pretty sure your middle school had the same one. Someone asks Angela to explain. She doesn't say anything, continues to work on the TV. A woman at the end of the table, you recognize her from around the office but you don't know her name, gets up and hurries out of the conference room. A few people follow her, headed for their computers to check CNN.com or NSNBC.com or whatever their news site of choice is. You think terrorists, so does everyone else, most likely. You picture the word terrorist bouncing around their collective coffee-fueled brains, along with images of explosions, crumbling buildings, and out-of-control beards. That's a bit of an attack. I had a trim. I look, this is a very neat beard for me. Thank you very much. The TV hums to life. One of the local news guys sits at a desk. Again, we don't want to alarm you unnecessarily, but our early reports say these patients are exhibiting bizarre, radical, and even violent behaviour. The broadcast cuts to an aerial view of Mount Sinai Hospital. You know Mount Sinai. It's about 20 blocks north and a few avenues east from your office. Went there a few years back when you had a hangnail that got infected and your mum convinced you that you were about 2 days away from needing full hand and possible arm amputation. Now, a shot from the ground, a pretty blonde reporter, clearly not ready to be on live TV. A mass of ambulances, cop cars, fire engines and workers stretches out behind and around her. The flashing red and blue lights strobe across her young, makeup-slathered face. You can make out the hospital about 100 yards in the distance. She reports, "Are we on? I'm on? Yes, we've just received word that patients are rioting inside the hospital. At this moment, it's still not clear what the cause of the violence is, or how, and even if hospital employees may be involved. Of course, any news we get will pass along immediately. Again, for those of you just tuning in, you're looking at Mount Sinai Hospital, where violence has reportedly broken out among a number of patients and possibly hospital staff." An aerial shot now. A dozen police cars have formed a semicircle around the main emergency room entrance. More are arriving. The big sliding doors beneath the emergency slide open, and out stumbles a young doctor, bleeding from his face, neck, and shoulder. Blood pumps from his wounds, spilling out onto his scrubs. He takes a few shaky steps before collapsing onto the little green Mount Sinai carpet that lies in front of the door. The office is silent for a split second. Then a flurry of, "Oh my God, Jesus Christ, and what the fucks?" The woman sitting next to you grabs onto your arm. It's weird. What's weird? What we're seeing, or the woman grabbing him up? I'm so starved for attention, I come in my pants straight away. Oh no, how embarrassing. Angela, no, don't look at me this way. The doctor begins convulsing. Blood streams onto the sidewalk and pools at the curb. Then, seemingly out of nowhere, a female patient in a hospital gown bursts out from the ER and dives on top of him. The entire conference room gasps. The patient is biting the doctor. No, not just biting, eating him, devouring the guy, tearing into his flesh with her teeth and hands, clawing at his body, ripping skin from his limbs. As she tosses her head back to chew, stringy flesh hangs from her teeth. The screen goes black. For a second, no one says a word. No one's quite able to process what he or she is seeing. Then, a large woman, copy editing department you think, explodes into tears, hands cupped over her face, and rushes out of the room. More follow her, reaching for cell phones as they squeeze past one another and out into the hall. The TV picture returns. Shakily, the pretty blonde reporter clutches the microphone, talking, but there's no sound. There's action in the distance, something happening, all sorts of movement. A mass of people begins to fill the screen behind her. What's happening? Rioting? Maybe. 30 people. No, more. 50. Hospital workers, it looks like. And cops. And firefighters. Running from something. No. Charging. And Christ, what is wrong with these people? Their faces, albino white, twisted, possessed. Splashes of blood on all of them. Some drenched. The reporter, oblivious to their chaos behind her, continues reporting. The cameraman sees what's coming. The screen flashes and the camera falls to the ground, still broadcasting. All you see now is feet. Some shuffling, some running. Then, suddenly a sickening close-up of the reporter's twisted face and neck as she hits the cement. Someone pounces on her. That pretty blonde hair is torn from her scalp. Teeth dig in. Oh my goodness, it's not going well for her, is it? First day on the job? Dead. Behind her, the mob continues moving. A heavy work boot tramples the reporter's face, and you see her head partially implode. Oh my god! More follow. Hundreds. Some stumble forward, others run. Awkward but quick. Finally, the camera is kicked, spins wildly, and the broadcast cuts out. Panic sets in all around you. Chairs hit the floor. A woman screams in pain as a man, quick to exit, spills his hot coffee on her lap. Crying, the conference room empties. Your co-workers running for their phones and computers, desperate for news, desperate to get in touch with their loved ones. You sit in your stupid, uncomfortable chair, stunned, unable to move. Words dance around your brain, along with images from comics and movies. And then finally you blurt out to no one in particular. Zombies. Zombies! Zombies! The living fucking dead! You can't believe it. You don't believe it. You goddamn won't believe it. But you saw it. Right there on the TV. Have to get up. Have to move. You don't trust your legs to hold your body if you stand. For a long moment you just sit there still. Sweat gathers on your brow. A drop crawls down your forehead and along your cheek. Finally, you force yourself to stand. You're relieved when you don't fall to the floor. You head for your cubicle. You get to your computer and start typing. Hands are shaking. You're hitting all the wrong keys. You feel weak. Realize you're not breathing. You remind yourself, breathe. You sit down. Breathe in and out. Calm yourself. You bring up drudgereport.com. You see the red siren. Never a good sign. Again, in giant letters, is the headline. Zombies take Manhattan? ? A number of smaller links sit below. Walking Dead, Running Dead, avian bird flu in New York City, 911 reporting claims of the dead returning to life, huge horror hoax, Manhattan under siege. Jesus Christ, you've got to get the hell out of Manhattan ASAP. You jog to the elevators. The hallway is packed. After the 4th or 5th time the doors open to a full car, you say fuck it, you'll hoof it. You're on the 15th floor. The stairs aren't much better. Dozens of people running down. Someone trips, catches himself, and smacks face first into the wall. He's knocked out cold. You and the others step over him as you continue your descent. The fire alarm screams, impossibly loud, along with the flashing white lights. Someone opened the emergency doors. You take the stairs 2 at a time, going over it all in your head, trying to figure out where to go when you hit the street. $1 million question. You finally get to the ground floor. Co-workers flood past you out the revolving doors. Didn't know they could spin that fast. You nearly lose a hand. Pull it back just in time. You and 2 other guys squeeze into one slot. Way! Fuck me, I shouldn't be allowed out. you and another guy squeeze into one slot. You being the meat in that sandwich. And a split second later, you're spit out into the 84th Street on the west side. A street you've been on hundreds of times over the course of your short career. But this time, it's unrecognisable. The streets are packed, loud, car horns blast, people yell, angry, violent screams. And more, it's hot, stinking hot and humid, air so thick you could cut it with a knife. A New York City July, you think while you sweat. But we've got some choices now. How many we got? We've got 3 choices. If you think your best chance of getting out of the city is via taxi, turn to page 204. If you want to jog the 12 blocks and 2 avenues to the 72nd Street subway and catch the next train to Brooklyn, turn to 205. Or do we want to get back to our apartment ASAP? I don't know if any of these are good ideas, really, are they, necessarily? But those are our options. We can get a cab, we can get a subway, or we can try and get a subway. We have got to jog 12 blocks and 2 avenues, or we go to our apartment. So I don't know. We don't know that Brooklyn's much better. We haven't decided where we're going in a taxi. But I'm thinking if the stairwell was that crowded, the streets are going to be worse by now. I mean, we saw the broadcast. There were hundreds of them. Let's try and get to our apartment ASAP. That's what we'll try. Home, you think that's the best bet? Has to be familiar, safe, secure. You alternate between walking and jogging through streets, quickly turning explosive. It's a miserable 30-block hike to your apartment. You keep your eyes open for a cab. Nothing, all full. You get up to your building a half hour later, soaked in sweat. Up the 5 flights of stairs to your apartment. Through the door. Slam it shut and collapse against it, exhausted. God, it feels good not to be moving. Sweat bleeds through the back of your shirt and the fabric sticks to the door. You close your eyes. Breathe slowly. In through your mouth, out through your nostrils. Calming. You open your eyes. Your apartment looks strange, feels just slightly off. Something about being home at a time when you weren't expecting to be. Like a stranger in your own space. A mouse skitters across the floor. Son of a bitch, so that's what goes on while you're at work. Yeah, well that's what you get for leaving the Ray's famous box out with half a slice of pepperoni and sausage left. The book's lost me now. It's ruined my immersion. I would never have left half a slice of any pizza. You stand up and flip on the local news. A bunch of images of random chaos. No real reporting. Just people blabbering. Clueless. No one has any real idea what's happening. But they're paid to talk. People loot a corner store in the West Village. Shit, you should stock up. You've got about 5 edible things in your apartment right now. And that's including a month past the date carton of eggs. And a half bottle of Black Velvet. Jack Daniel's cheaper, shittier cousin. You look over again at the half slice of pepperoni and sausage and quickly throw it in the fridge. You grab your keys and head for the corner bodega. It's packed. You realise suddenly you're in survival mode. You have a vague sense of what to do from watching a lot of bad disaster movies. You navigate the narrow aisles, grabbing the essentials. Batteries, frozen pizzas, a glass candle with a smiling opened-armed Jesus on the front, ramen, beer. Lots of beer. It's getting ugly. People shoving, grabbing for what they need, even if someone else already happens to be holding it. The Korean guy who runs the bodega threatens to close the doors unless the customers form one motherfucking line. You grab all you can carry, pay and leave. Outside it's only getting nastier. People rushing about, like a great storm is on the way and everyone is racing to get to shelter. Hands full, you take the stairs up to your apartment as quickly as you can. Your building is usually empty. More often than not, you come and go without seeing anyone. Not today. People in the hallways, some coming, most going, all moving quickly with a frantic yet steady purpose. You lock your apartment door behind you, both locks. Your phone's ringing. The speed theme. What is the speed theme? It's written in here as dun dun da 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 da. I don't know. We'll have to put on speed, but does that match the theme? You walk in just in time to hear the triumphant bass finale. Well, I have to hear it now. If it's got a triumphant bass finale, I feel like I'm missing out. You look at the display, see your mum's big smiling face. Great. Do we want to ignore the coal and start pounding beers? We just get hammered. That's the best course of action. Or should we answer? I think let's answer Mum's phone call. Let's see, maybe she's got some good intel for us. Against your better judgment, you answer the phone. Hello? It's like the dam broke and pours out a torrent of "Oh my gods, where are yous and are you okays?" Should have had that beer. Mum, relax, I'm okay. Relax isn't in your mum's vocabulary. It disappeared the day you were born. Your folks live outside Boston, so you don't have to worry about them ever popping in, though they'd love to, surely. They'd be Kramer to your Seinfeld if geography allowed them. I'm at home, Mum. Mum talk, Mum talk, Mum talk, Mum talk. Yes, of course I saw the news. Mum talk, Mum talk, Mum talk, Mum talk. Yes, Mum, I have a flashlight. Mum talk, Mum talk, Mum talk, Mum talk. Mum, you finally shout. You need to relax. She tells you to take the ferry to your Aunt Judy's house in Staten Island. Why? Why should I do that? She tells you it'll be safe. She wants you to be safe. Mum, I'm safe here. She tells you she'll send a check for $500 if you go. Okay? Done. We'll do it for 500. You hang up, grab your old backpack, same one you used to smuggle beers up to your dorm room a few years back, and fill it with the essentials. Some clothes, Nintendo DS, a few copies of Hustler, and you hit the road. The Staten Island ferry departs from South Ferry Station at Battery Park, the southernmost tip of Manhattan. You're about 50 blocks north. With no other choice, you begin running. Around you, it's like an unofficial city marathon, full of a bunch of out-of-shape guys sweating through their work clothes, and women regretting their shoe choice of the day. The streets are crazy in all directions. Gridlock. Cars don't move. The sidewalks are jam-packed, so you work your way through the cars. You hear little pieces of news that there's always an uptown, on the west side, in Brooklyn. Christ, who knows what the hell to believe? You pass the police station. It's surrounded. People bang on the windows, yelling for protection, demanding to be let inside. Half a dozen cops stand out front trying to keep order. Pushing, shoving, then a gunshot. People scatter. Some charge. A riot begins. You pick up the pace. Farther on, a man bursts out of a PC Richard carrying a DVD player. No one chases him. 3 men beat another man mercilessly on a crowded street corner. No police around to stop it. 20 minutes later, seeing stars, jagged pain in your side, feet sore as all hell, you finally see South Ferry Station in the distance. A throng of thousands greets you. You push your way into the crowd. Hours pass. You stand in the stinking heat, miserable. Any longer and you're going to collapse. A Staten Island girl in a Wagner College tank top bitches about the heat. It's so gross out here, she says. I swear to God, if that ferry doesn't get here like now, I'm going to scream. Her boyfriend, tall, roided out, and fake tanned, tells her to be cool, slut. This is how kids talk, is it, these days? Be cool, slut. I'll try that on Mrs. Rusty. I'll let you know how it works. Be cool, slut. You can only shake your head. Word starts to make it down the line. One of the ferries is stopped about 200 yards out. Black eye. Right in the middle of the water. You press to the edge along the waterline where you can see, yep, ferry just sitting there. A light bulb goes off in your head. You inch your way through the park to the 25-cent binocular viewers, the type that tourists drop a quarter in to get a 60-second look at the Statue of Liberty. A few others follow your lead. You fish a quarter from your pocket and drop it inside. Bend over, put your eyes to it. You spot the Statue of Liberty first. Takes you a moment to locate the ferry. There's all sorts of movement on the upper level. A fight. Then someone jumps. They don't quite make it. The body hits the lower level railing and tumbles violently into the water. Another person jumps. This one makes it. Then more. The entire lower level. Dozens of bodies leaping into New York Harbor. Holy shit! Panic gasps and oh my gods echo among the others looking through the viewers. Someone pushes you aside to get a look. Hey, that's my quarter. Slut, be cool, slut. By now you can see survivors with your naked eye. They swim furiously, headed for Battery Park and the ferry dock. They arrive in minutes. A man crawls up on the shore, bloodied and half dead. A group runs to help him. Bad idea. A scream erupts from the centre of the group. A woman spins away, clutching her shoulders. More screams from across the park and inside the dock. The crowd goes mad as more and more of the things make it to shore and start to attack. You run for it. You make it a block. Fuck! More of them. The beasts are everywhere. God damn it, how do they multiply so fast? Up ahead is a warehouse, one of many. There are 2 trucks out front. A huge image of a cow with bright red smiling lips is painted on a perimeter gate. You sprint for the gate. Open, thank God. You enter, catch your breath, and make for the first open garage door. It's open about 2 feet. You drop and roll underneath. Pitch black. You slap at the wall next to the door. Feel around. Light switch. You hit it. Shit. Zombies. 100 dead faces fill the warehouse. You let loose a blood-curdling scream. Squeeze your eyes shut and prepare to die. Hey, dude, chill. Be cool, slut. It's okay. Huh? You crack open one eye. One of the zombies is walking over to you. We're not real zombies. What? You squeak out. You look around the warehouse. Supposed to have a zombie walk today, the guy says as he shuts the gate. What? Zombie walk, you know, like a zombie parade. We dress up like zombies and, you know, do the classic zombie shuffle. We start here in Battery Park, we go to Midtown. It's a whole day event. We do it to raise awareness. Awareness for what? Zombies. Buddy, I think people are aware. Most of the zombie walker folks sit along the wall on boxes and crates, eyes on a big fat guy talking up front, who looks a lot like the late, not-so-great President William Howard Taft. It's a meatpacking warehouse. Main floor is near empty. Besides the boxes and crates and zombies, just a few pallets. You take a seat and listen. The one you first met, clearly the leader, addresses the crowd. You take notice of his awful, fake blood-splattered khaki shirt. It's getting worse, guys. Police presence has dwindled to nothing. The military seems to have pulled out of the city, from what we can tell. Obviously, today's zombie walk is not going to happen. But I'm glad we're all together for this epic experience. Taft picks up the discussion. Now, what we're dealing with here appears to be some sort of mashup of the classic Romero zombie and the more modern Rage virus zombie. And as we all saw, these zombies just sort of walk around very slowly, dumb, classic Hollywood zombie, but when something gets their attention, they can run like the wind, Rage zombie style. Looks like we're on our way to a classic Stage 3 outbreak, Khaki says. You speak up. Classic Stage 3 outbreak? What the hell is that? Taft takes over. Yeah, Stage 3 can spread to Stage 4 quickly. At Stage 4, well, then you're just one stage away from the end of the world. Like A Boy and His Dog, but with zombies. Then there's Four Eyes. Looks like Elvis Costello with a bad chin strap. Elvis speaks. We do have one advantage over the rest of these idiot Manhattanites. You lean forward, deadly serious. What's wrong with Manhattan? Oh, we're shit-talking his town. We're shit-talking his town. We shouldn't be doing that. Don't make me laugh, he says. No, really. You waste all that rent money to live in a shoebox. What are you paying for? Well, I don't know. How about convenience? Living in the greatest city in the world? Where do you live? Brooklyn, he says, leaning back and crossing his arms defiantly. Khaki calls order. Alright, guys. Brooklyn versus Manhattan. What killed the dinosaurs? These are questions that could be debated forever. Now isn't the time. You were saying... I was saying we have one advantage over the rest of these unprepareds, Elvis says, looking right at you. We look like zombies. You're thinking what I'm thinking, Taft says. Then 3 of them, together, big grins. Shaun of the Dead! What's that now? Hello? Shaun of the Dead, 2004, Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, directed by Edgar Wright, classic Zomcom. But where to, Khaki says. What's safe? You've got it. You were just staring at it. Statue of Liberty. They exchange glances. He has a good point, Taft says. In John Carpenter's Escape from New York, Liberty Island served as a base of operations for the military. We could use it in much the same way. Can zombies cross water? Someone in the crowd pipes up. You interject. I just saw them swimming. But I mean, I don't know if they were full zombies or, you know, in transition or whatever. Taft shoots you a look that says you're invading his zombie knowledge territory. Well, he says, the water issue depends on who you ask. In George Romero's Land of the Dead, they do cross the water, finally infiltrating Fiddler's Green. And in Lucio Fulci's Zombie, also known as Zombie 2, there's the classic zombie versus shark scene. But won't they smell us? You know, smell that we're different when we're out there, someone else calls out. Wait, isn't this a meat storage warehouse, you ask? Yeah? So, you get some meat, rub it on yourself, it'll hide the smell. They argue. Bunch of dorks. They're insufferable. You stand up and go to explore on your own. Can't stand much more of these guys. In the back is a heavy metal door that leads to the freezer area. Huge slabs of meat hang on hooks. Thick sides of beef. Jackpot. You walk back out to the group. Guys, if we want to go out there or not, having the meat can't hurt, so how about you quit arguing and help? They shut up. Yeah, it's all Resident Evil save rooms, I think. I think it's all save rooms. They shut up, think for a second, and then get up and follow you to the freezer. You're feeling pretty good. You came into the situation and took charge. That's not common for you. 5 of you work together, lifting the slab of meat up off the hook. It hits the floor with a thud. You try to push it. Too cold. You leave the freezer, take off your shoes, put your socks on your hands and put your shoes back on. They do the same. Together, some pushing, some pulling, you get the beef out onto the floor. It takes nearly 3 full days for the meat to thaw. You and the others sleep as much as you can. So we've been here for 3 days now then in this warehouse. That passed very quick. In the length of a sentence, we had 3 days. You and the others sleep as much as you can. When you don't sleep, you discuss the plan. Diagram the walk. You're just 3 blocks from the harbour. You'll drench yourselves in cow guts, shuffle over there, drawing as little attention as possible, then jump straight into the harbour and swim your asses off. The whole time, as you talk, as you discuss the plan, you hear the moans of the beasts outside. Finally, the meat has thawed enough that it's usable. Khaki calls everyone together. Alright, he tells everyone, wash up. You stab your hand into the cold side of the cow, pull an ice cold chunk of the animal's meaty underside. You hold the fleshy pile in your hand and stare at it. Is this really what it's come to? Ah, the twists and turns of life. You wash your body with the meat, rubbing over your face, neck and arms, and then over your clothes. You stick a few hunks in your pocket. Can't hurt. When you finish lathering in beef, you try and rip your shirt for the visual effect. Man, Hulk Hogan made it look so easy. After a minute, you get your collar to split. Guess that's all you get. You look around at everyone rubbing chunks of dead cow over themselves. Christ, this is the most ridiculous plan ever. Are you really going to go through with this? Well, are we? We've got 2 options. Hell no, you'll take your chances waiting for rescue, or new and improved zombie walk it is. I think let's go. We've spent 3 days talking about this plan, and we've smeared ourselves in cow guts. We can't back out now. And I think rescue's not coming. The guy already said the military have pulled out. Unlike me, I never pull out. So we're going through with the plan. New and improved zombie walk it is. Turn to 290. 290. Sip a drink before we read. As I flip through this, there were some pictures. We haven't got to any yet, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I know normally when we do the fighting fantasy, they tend to either mean we're going in the right direction, or we're just seeing a picture of what's about to kill us. So we'll see if we ever get to any in this. As you all gather behind him, Khaki pulls the metal chain, hand over hand, and slowly the aluminium... Do you know, it says aluminum here. I thought they just said aluminum, but they still spell it the same as real people. That's it. We'll write a letter of complaint. And slowly, the aluminium warehouse door opens. Alright, here goes. Being the only one not wearing absurdly detailed makeup, you stay in the middle of the group. You put your arms out and put on your best I'm a zombie face. You let one lip hang, head back, eyes half open. Your I'm a zombie face is a lot like your I'm Sylvester Stallone face. Oh, that's mean. Slowly, everyone makes their way out of the warehouse. You shuffle across the parking lot and then out into the street. You move as slowly as you can, fighting every instinct to run. The real zombies stumble around you, get closer, sniff you out, examine you. A few join in your group. One sidles up next to you. It's a lawyer type, late 50s, sharp suit. His button-down has been torn open and there are long claw marks across his chest. His face is greenish. His hair is spotty and it's been ripped from his scalp in places. A huge open wound stretches from his ear to his Adam's apple. You avoid eye contact. Their eyes are dead, almost hollow. If they spot the life in yours, you're done for. He continues to walk beside you. Sweat pours off your scalp and it's not from the July heat. You want to run. With everything in your body, you just want to take off. The lawyer bumps into you, trips you up. You stumble. You try to regain your footing without looking overly alive. No luck. You hit the ground, hard, sprawled out. The walkers around you try not to react. You lie there. Do you get up? How do zombies stand up? You've never seen one get up. Should you just lie there? No, that's useless. Then you'll never get out of here. Slowly, moving as awkwardly as possible, you get to your feet. The businessman is right in front of you, staring at you. Two more stand in your way. Their moans grow louder. Oh God. Two options. The jig is up. Run! Or keep up the act. No, I don't think we can keep up the act. I think we're busted. They're onto us. My cover's blown. We're going to have to leg it. I mean, it was only 3 blocks, wasn't it? We can leg it through. What if we get an option to use these guys as human shield? We'll like push one of the other zombie walkers into them, and they can eat him or her. If we get a choice, we'll get across that when we get to it. The jig is up. Run. We're going to run. George Costanza running from that fire at the kid's birthday party. That's you. Pushing anyone and anything in your way aside. You break away from the crowd. Long strides. This is your life. The whole thing. And it all comes down to how fast your out-of-shape legs can run. You've never moved this fast before. Speedy Gonzalez meets Sonic the Hedgehog. You're gonna make it. You hear them behind you. No, you're faster. You want it more. You want to live. Horrific moans. Run, 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 run! You throw a glance back over your shoulder. No. The lawyer leaps. Cold, dead hands wrap around you and pull you to the ground. More hands on you. One rips into your arm. The lawyer buries its face in your belly and begins ripping through you. You go into shock. The pain subsides. Your head rolls to the side. As you begin to fade out, you see the rest of the group. They're all suffering the same fate. You've incited a massacre. You've gotten every single one of them killed. An end. Oh, we died. But we took everyone else down with us. Because this was our idea, wasn't it? We thought of covering ourselves in meat. So we've got a lot of people killed. Shame. Still, we got an end. We didn't live. And we didn't do a particularly good job of surviving. Well, but this is Mum's fault. This is Mum's fault. If we hadn't answered the phone call and she hadn't offered us $500, we wouldn't have gone to the ferry and then ended up at this warehouse. So blame Mum for that one. Blame Mum for that one. All right, let's go back to our first choice. So we'll rewind. We're at the office. Angela's burst in to turn the TV on. We've seen the news reports. We didn't get a Krispy Kreme donut. I don't think that will happen in any version of this story. It'd be great if it does, though. That could be a quest. See if we can find which choices lead us to having a donut. Anyway, we get out of the office, and we had 3 options: getting a cab, getting the subway, or going to our apartment. Now, we went to our apartment the first time, so I say, how about this time we try and get a taxi? It's the first option, so we'll go for that. And we'll see where the story goes via cab. So, go left and explore the hut. Mate, it's too late. I went left into a warehouse, told everyone we should cover ourselves in dead cow, and then I got everyone killed. So that's it. Dead. That's what we get for going left. How are you doing anyway, mate? Are you well? I hope so. We're doing a choose your own adventure. It's called Can you survive the zombie apocalypse? Picked up in a bookshop today. And we've just died. We've had our first death. There are apparently 50 endings and 100 paths that we could take. So I imagine we're pretty short adventures in this. So you walk to the corner. The sounds of the pulsing city explode around you, loud enough to wake the dead. Car horns blare. A fire truck races by. People rush about. Word is spreading quickly. You pace back and forth on the corner, arm in the air, checking both sides of the intersection. Traffic is at a standstill. You stare down the long avenue, every cab full. This is going to take forever. Voices erupt behind you. A crowd has gathered at the corner bar, Finities, an Irish pub you've walked past hundreds of times but never paid any attention to. It's packed to the gills. People outside, people hover at the windows, clamouring for a glimpse of the TV. Maybe there's some amazing news on TV. Some great update, like maybe the whole thing was some sort of Orson Welles hoax dealy, and you can go home and, you know, not worry about monsters taking over Manhattan. Should we investigate the bar, or wait around and try and get in that cab? I don't think we're going to get anywhere in the cab. So shall we see what everyone's trying to look at on the TV? Hey Finn, how you doing, bud? Welcome in. You have to make do with me today while Pearcraft's on holiday. Where are we going? 39. We're checking out the TV at the bar. Praying for good news. You forget the cab and head for the bar. Almost on cue, the crowd thins. People pour through the doorway, poking at their phones. Good sign or bad, you don't know. You'd step inside, take in the heavy smell of beer and spilt liquor. With the TV crowd gone, the majority of those left are the serious drinkers, the lifers, the guys who spend early Monday afternoons in a bar alone. There's about a dozen of them, most at the bar, a few alone at the tables at the back. The bouncer, a large, mostly fat black guy in a Joe Namath jersey, types on his BlackBerry. What's the news, you ask him? Paying you as little attention as possible, he nods to the TV hanging above the door. Two talking heads at a news desk, trying to look professional but mostly just looking confused. The broadcast cuts away from the studio to helicopter shots of the city. Different locations. Lincoln Center, Washington Square, Columbus Circle. Everywhere the same. Zombies swarming, attacking, feasting. Christ, this can't be real. The broadcast switches locations again. A mass of the beast gathering around Battery Park. Jesus, that's the southern tip of Manhattan, miles from the hospital. How the hell did they get everywhere so goddamn quickly? Then the broadcast cuts again. This time, zombies milling around a deserted subway station. Your stomach turns as you realise that if just one infected person gets on a subway, or on a bus, or in a cab, shit, they could get anywhere. God, these things could be on a plane and off to Antigua or Timbuktu, or who the fuck knows where. You're having trouble breathing now, chest tight. You catch your reflection in the mirror behind the bar. You look like you just caught a sucker punch from Mike Tyson. Everyone else wears a similar look, like maybe Mike Tyson ran around the bar real quick and sucker punched everybody. Even the old vets, the seen everything and drank their way through it all guys, just stunned looks on their rough, withered faces. Staring at the mirror, you start to zone out, hypnotizing yourself almost. Anything to not have to look at that TV or hear the news, or think about what's happening outside, or imagine the nightmares the future holds. Someone bumps into you and brushes you aside, snapping you out of your trance. A bony, thin guy, late 20s, in a slick suit with slicker hair, Wall Street all the way. You wonder what he's doing up here during work hours. Everything in financial is below 59th. Maybe his doorman caught him on his way out of his fancy pre-war apartment building, told him something was going down. Or maybe his coke dealer's in the neighbourhood and he's chasing a Monday morning high. He pushes past you and edges up to the bar, raises a wad of cash in the air. "Hey honey," he calls, waving the cash at the bartender. You notice the bartender for the first time. She's a knockout. Petite, 5 feet at the most. Natural blonde hair, tiny Derek Jeter. Shirt hugs. Tiny shirt hugs a pair of gotta-be fake tits. She walks the length of the bar and eyes Wall Street unimpressed. Yeah? He drops 2 crisp $100 bills onto the bar, flashes her a toothy smile, then announces loudly, "World's ending. Drinks are on me, kiddies." Kiddies. compensated by gaining weight. But round is, oh mate, gotta be honest. Round is a great shape. But that's it's good to hear the blood pressure's down, mate. And the job's been going well. I hope so. So, do we want to stay at the bar and take Wall Street up on his offer of free drinks, or do we want to forget about the bar and try and figure out a way out of the city? We should try and get out. Of course we should. 1:30. 1:30. You don't like Wall Street, and you're not drinking what he's buying, so you sneak back out the door and begin jogging to Amsterdam Avenue with your hand out, glancing back every few seconds for a cab. No luck. You stop jogging, switch to walking. Sweat pours down your back. The heat, the stress, the fear. You need to sit down. Someplace dark. A movie theatre, maybe. Need cool air or you're going to collapse. Any second now you'll be sprawled out across the sidewalk. Up ahead is a neon sign for Charlie Chan's Ladyland. A strip joint on 83rd and Columbus. You pull your hand back and stop. Is this a real place, Charlie Chan's Ladyland? I mean, we could Google Maps this, couldn't we? It's on 83rd and Columbus, apparently. This could be the place. You've been to your fair share of strip clubs. About as dark and cool as the world gets. So you step inside. You show the bouncer your ID and take in the perfume-heavy, beer-laden scent. Eau de Topless Bar. It takes a second for your eyes to adjust. Charlie Chan's is an Asian-themed joint, and, well, who could have guessed with a name like Charlie Chan? And laughable decor echoes that. Wooden folding door panels, tapestries everywhere. You grab a $12 Bud Light, watch the flat screen behind the bar for a moment, and head to the main room. 2 samurai swords crisscross above the stage. You wonder if they're real. Your heart stops. Your dick hardens. There, below the tacky samurai swords, working the pole, is the most jaw-droppingly beautiful stripper you've ever seen. She looks half Asian, half European. Some sort of mix that's made for something fantastic. Topless, high heels, a tiny white G-string. You're entranced, stunned, gut-punched by her beauty. You get a seat up front, sip your beer, and take in the show. You're the only one near the stage, so the way-hot stripper saunters down and does her thing for you. You pull out your wallet and slide a few crumpled bills onto the stage. Wish you had something crisper, bills that didn't look like they spent the night in your gym sock, but what are you going to do? She has a nice smile and shows it off. Then, after three or four more highly enjoyable moments, she bends over, picks up the bills and slips them into her G-string. She gives you a cute little wave and leaves the stage. The DJ comes over the speaker system. Yo, yo, this is DJ Aaron Wemrock. Let's give it up for Yakuma! He says, the second A carrying on for about 20 obnoxious seconds. That's right, Yakuma finishing up on the main stage. Like all our lovely ladies here, Yakuma is available for private dances and, of course, the champagne room. Shall we see if we can get a private dance? Coming up next is our very own lovely Latina Go-Go Dawson. Don't be shy, folks. Let that money fly. The main floor is nearly empty. Probably typical for a Monday afternoon. Most of the crowd is business guys taking advantage of the $10 lunch buffet. You're hungry, but not strip club buffet hungry. Gotta draw the line somewhere. You order another beer. 6 girls cycle through. An hour or so passes, then it's Yakuma again. You're waiting with a grin, and another wrinkly single. She smiles at you and begins her dance. You're lost in an erotic fantasy when she steps off the runway and onto your table. What? What? The small table tips, but she doesn't fall. She rides it to the floor like a surfer riding a wave. So I thought this was about zombies. I thought this book was about zombies. On her way down, she grabs your rolling rock by the neck. Is that my beer? Is that a beer? What the? You lean back just in time to see her smash the bottle into the face of the pretty Latina Go-Go Dawson. The stripper falls back. Yakuma follows her to the floor and slides the bottle into the stripper's neck, which opens up like a gutted fish. Blood sprays out over Yakuma like she just popped the cap off a fire hydrant. Yakuma stands over her, holding the empty, bloody bottleneck, but Yakuma isn't quite done. She raises her leg and skewers the girl's face with the heel of her stiletto. Fuck me! Sorry, Gogo, she says. You stand. Chair hits the ground. What the fuck is going on? Yakuma seemed totally sweet and normal a second ago, and now she's in a murderous rage. And then you take a closer look at the dead girl's tits. You can't resist. Fuck me. This book. They're greenish and shriveled. Holy shit. Zombie tits. You look up just as 3 more of the things sprint towards you. 3 men, 2 in suits, 1 the bartender. Real life zombies, dead as dead gets, just like the beasts on TV. Stunned, you watch as Yakuma dispatches the first one with the same move she used on the stripper, kills the second one with the steak knife he was using to eat his buffet chicken. The bartender, thick and heavy, charges. She uses the thing's weight to her favour, spinning as he hits her and sending him stumbling onto the stage head first. She buries the knife in the base of his skull. His massive legs kick. She turns the blade and he goes limp. I would have gone limp by now if all this shit was going on at a strip club. She leaps up on stage and rips down the 2 samurai swords. Maybe they are real. She'd know better than you would. She stops, turns her gaze on you. I'm not one of those, you stutter. No shit. This way, tough guy. Yeah, zombie tits. You came back at just the right time. You follow her back through the curtain and into the dressing area. 3 strippers feast on a 4th that lies on the floor. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Stay calm. Breathe. Breathe. You're in a strip club dressing room. Your whole life has been building up to this moment. Fucking hell. Yakuma bolts forward, blades low by her side. One slices through the air, cutting the first stripper straight up from the chest to the top of the skull, splits her in 2. Before she hits the ground, the other 2 are dead. With 1 horizontal slash, Yakuma decapitates them both. Yakuma walks past them and out a door marked exit. She's back inside in a moment. No good. Too many, she says. Yakuma stops at a locker for a moment, throws on a white tank top and tiny shorts. Damn, she looks as good half-clothed as she does naked. She sticks a stealth phone into her back pocket and slips out her bloody stilettos and into a pair of jelly sandals. She orders you back out the way you came. Goodbye, strip club dressing room, I hardly knew ye. Back on the main floor, 10 of them at least. In the front, 2 strippers. 1 blonde, real tits, young looking, even dead, still cute. A chunk of flesh is torn from her gut. The other, a black girl, big fake boobs, 1 leg torn off, blood pouring down it, and behind the other 2 strippers, the customers. In the very back, a gargantuan bouncer. Nobody moves. Bass from the speaker system pumps through the floor, shakes you. So strong, fucking hell. So strong it changes your heartbeat. Fucking Nickelback. Look, let's see if we can get it on camera. You know, this way. Oh, I'm on the wrong page. Fuck it. Because you'll never believe it. You'll never believe me. Fucking Nickelback. Oh. I'm angry. I'm angry. Somebody planted this book for me to find. Fucking Nickelback. Oh, I can't believe it. You stare at the blonde's tits. They don't move. No rhythmic up and down. The dead things sway, but their chests don't move. They don't breathe. Yakuma holds the sword at her side. Blood drips steadily to the floor. She stares at the 2 strippers, probably friends of hers 5 minutes ago. They stare back. Oh look, we've got a picture now. Look, this is Yakuma doing her thing. Yakuma doing her thing. Cutting up zombies with a samurai sword. You just stand there scared to death and not sure what to do. Then they charge. You sprint to your left and clamber over the wall to the DJ booth. As you land, your head smacks the floor. You stand up, rubbing your noggin. The DJ booth, set against the wall, offers you a degree of protection from all sides. You watch in amazement as Yakuma unleashes a furious ballet of violence unlike anything you've ever seen. Why would you do that? I thought we were friends. She takes down 1, 2, 3 of them. Then they all come at once. Leap on top of her. She disappears. You can't see what exactly is happening. It's like the fight for a fumble in a football game. You know some wild, awful shit is happening beneath all those bodies, but you don't know the details. And then Yakuma bursts from the top of the pile. She swings her blades in a circle, spilling zombie guts across the floor and sending them all stumbling back. Then she goes for their heads, splitting one down the middle, chopping the next one at the bridge of the nose, sending the top of its head spiralling off, cleanly decapitates the next. One is charging from behind her. You go to shout, but before you can, she turns and throws the blade. It pierces the undead thing's chest and pins it to the wall. Fuck me, she's amazing. She's amazing. She jumps back and up onto the stage, grabs the stripper pole with one hand and swings around, second blade extended, 2 more zombies headless. She leaps from the pole and marches through the rest, chopping, cutting, slicing, killing. You're so distracted that you don't notice the redhead stripper crawling up the side of the booth until she grabs hold of you. Fuck! You look around for something, anything. Find a copy of Rolling Stone and start whacking the thing on the head. Doesn't do a whole lot. Big surprise. Hang on. Oh, I didn't see that you said you liked Nickelback. I had to scroll back and see it. I wasn't pretending. So we're hitting a zombie in the head with a magazine, hoping it'll go away. Fuck, thing is almost over the wall. God damn it, death is upon you. Another moment and you're dead. Frantic, you look around for anything you could use as a weapon. So we can go to the turntables. We can stab her with a nearby pencil, or I can try and zap her with the turntable power cord. I mean, they threw records at those zombies in Shaun of the Dead, didn't they? I'm not sure that was particularly effective. I think let's try and stab her with a nearby pencil and hope that Yakuma can come to our rescue before we get deaded. The she-beast lunges over the side of the wall and hits the ground. Its tiny fingers, surprisingly strong, gets a hold of your leg, and the thing tries to chomp down. You struggle to shake it off, but it digs its fingers into your clothes for grip. You fall back, hitting the ground hard, and it begins crawling up your body. You grab the she-beast's exposed breast, squeezing it, getting a grip, and then you toss her against the wall. You scramble to your feet. You look around, frantic, and grab the first thing you see. A pencil. In a split second, it's up on its feet. You lunge forward, stabbing the pencil down and aiming for the eye. But you miss. The pencil pierces its cheek, snaps in two, and you fall right into the thing, exposed. The bitch sinks its teeth into your neck. You scream, swing wildly with the broken pencil. You connect with the thing's ears. You jam it in again. Feel the wood pierce the eardrum. Blood pours through your fingers and down your wrist. Twice more through the eardrum, and then into the brain, and the bitch collapses in a bloody, naked heap. But the damage is done. Your throat is torn open. Blood pours out onto the dirty, sticky floor. This is where you're going to die, in a fucking strip club DJ booth. You open your mouth to scream, but nothing comes out. Your head goes light, legs weak. You go for the counter, bracing yourself. Then you get a rush. For an instant, you can feel the blood pumping through your body. You're intently aware of every microscopic cell flowing through each of your 100,000 veins. Then, it's gone. Everything. Mind goes blank. The pain subsides. Your conscious mind begins to fade. Woman. She fights. Legs moving, propelled forward. Woman. Object in way. Past it. Over. On floor. Stand up. Woman. Pretty woman. Fleshy. Wet. Wet on floor. Body. Dead. Dead meat. Good meat? Bad meat. Useless. Woman. Fresh meat. Legs. Faster. 1, 2, 1, 2. Pulling forward. To woman. In front of you. Woman. Shiny thing. Woman speaks. Ah, kid, I'm sorry. It's written like that. I'm not being racist. It was written like that. Why wasn't it written like that when I was not a zombie? Fuck me. Ah, kid, I'm sorry. Fucking hell. Racial. Shiny thing. Legs faster. Woman moves. Stop, woman, stop. Shiny thing in hand. Uh-oh, woman moves fast. Shiny thing flashes, coming at face, in eyes, through head, skull, brain. And that's another end. So we died 2 times. 2 times today. We came back as a zombie though. Palms sweaty, knees weak, knob hard. Am I right? Fuck. So the pencil was a bad choice. I don't want to go all the way back to our first decision. I'd like to continue in the strip club, if I may. Shall we see? The other 2 options were go for the turntables or try to zap her with the power cord. And I know I said they were throwing the records at the zombies in Shaun of the Dead, but maybe we should do that. I'm gonna try. We'll try that just to see where it goes. So the redhead zombie, she comes up. We head for the decks. You let loose a kick and nail the undead stripper in the chin. Her head whips back. It gives you a split second. You back up, rip the turntables loose and bring them crashing down on her head. That's not what I thought we were doing. It does little. She keeps coming. Over the wall, hands on you. Mind you, I found if I smack Mrs. Busty on the head, she keeps coming as well. Oh, so naughty. You kick her again. In the crotch this time, pushing her back once more. Turntables again, across her face. This knocks her aside. You raise the tables high and bring them down as hard as you can. She drops to the floor. Well, it's lovely. It's lovely seeing your words. As lovely as it is for you hearing my voice. Yes, I'll think of you in the shower. Yeah, we'll catch you. We'll catch you again. Catch you again soon. Take care, friend. You bring the tables down again. You feel her head break, her skull shatter. She grabs your pant leg, pulls tight. One more heavy crash and the tables break, fall through the skull and crush her brain. Whew. You give her an angry kick in the gut and turn, looking for Yakuma, to see how Yakuma ended up. You scan the club. Yakuma is finishing up. All that's left is the bouncer and the thing pinned to the wall. She sprints towards the bouncer, blade by her side, and flashes past. She turns around, blood dripping from the blade. The bouncer stands strong, arms out, frozen still. Then the upper half of its body slides off and falls to the floor with a wet thud. Its legs stay upright. Yakuma spins on her jellies and plants the blade through the bouncer's head and into the floor. Then its legs fall. God damn. Yakuma looks at you, up in the booth. What, no sweaty singles for that? She says, pulling the blade from the floor. See how she's not... They haven't put the accent on it here. She walks to the wall and pulls the second blade from the zombie's gut. It lunges for her. She swings and leaves it -1 head. Come on, tough guy, let's split, she says. You tiptoe through the disgusting mess of bodies. Very masculine. You've got me so hot right now. Shut up. You follow her to the front door. She opens, peers outside, and shuts it. Nope. Shit, you say, running your hands through your hair. Now what? Champagne room. Champagne room? No sex. Follow me. I hate hearing that. You follow her, alright. You stare at her rear end, entranced. The sway of it, the way it moves from side to... Out of nowhere, you're lying prone on the floor, head completely and totally inside some guy's open torso. Instantly, you're retching into the half-empty stomach cavity. Try to breathe. Blood in your mouth. Drowning in blood. Yakuma grabs you by the hair and pulls you up, your face covered in vomit and gore. You puke again on the headless body, gagging, gasping for air. Blood covers your eyes. Use the back of your hand to wipe off your face. Then realise you just covered yourself in even more gunk. You can't see. There's too much blood in your eyes. Help! You squeak out. Something cold and wet splashes over your face. Tastes like gin? You open your eyes, which are now burning. Yakuma's holding an empty glass. Better? She says. Yeah, thanks. You lift up your shirt and use the bottom to wipe off your face. The smell is wretched. You have to steady yourself to keep from puking again. Watch where you're walking, okay, moneybags? Yakuma says, heading up the stairs. Yeah, I got distracted. It happens. You've got intestine on your head. Thanks. You pull off a noodle-like section of the guy's gut and fling it to the floor. At the top of the stairs is a heavy red velvet curtain. Yukuma walks through. You use it to wipe your hands and face and trying to get the rest of the gore off. You can already feel the blood beginning to harden. Through a second velvet curtain and you're in the champagne room. It's a dark, tiny room with a few tables and couches running along the walls. This is it, you say? This is the champagne room? How disappointing. Beyond the champagne room, you enter a small hall that leads to the bathrooms. Ahead of you, Yakuma opens the bathroom window and climbs out onto the fire escape. You stay right behind her. Undead moans float up from below, along with screams, honking horns, sirens, and the sharp bark of gunfire. Up on the roof, you get the sights to match the sounds. Buildings burn, people writhe on the streets, monsters stumble around. You grimace. Christ, your skin is tight with the dead man's drying blood. Claustrophobia choking you. You sit down, spit in your hand, wipe it over your face, desperate to get clean. Yukuma slips the two blades into her belt behind her back, so they crisscross above her butt. She pulls her phone from her back pocket and casually walks along the roof ledge as she talks. She gets loud, then laughs, then hangs up, hops off the ledge and walks over. Okay, I got a ride. What do you mean you got a ride, you ask? A ride? Out of the city? How? Listen, I'm telling you, you can come if you want. Well, yeah, duh, I'll take the ride, but take a look out there, you say, waving at the streets below. It's a complete shitstorm. She puts her finger to your lips. Shh. Look, you were impressive with the sword. It was amazing, way hot. But did you see the TV? There's absolutely no way we're getting out of the city. We're not, but Legal Edit is. What, Legal Edit? What does he have to do with this? He's my boyfriend. I wonder who it was that's been edited out. Who's your boyfriend? Who should we say is her boyfriend, guys? We can pick. We can pick anyone we want. Jerry Springer? No. Hulk Hogan? Hulk Hogan is your boyfriend? Because we were talking about Hulk Hogan and ripping shirts earlier. We'll go with that. Well, he's not really my boyfriend. Oh, wait, hang on. You're fucking Legal Edit? Legal Edit is in starting shortstop for the New York Yankees? Hulk Hogan didn't play for the Yankees, but he'd probably say he did. He says a lot of made up stuff. We're still going to go with Hulk Hogan, though, because I'm not going to keep saying Legal Edit. Yeah, so what? Nothing. I mean, sure, why not? Hell, I'd probably fuck him too. And I'm a guy. And I'm a guy who doesn't even like the Yankees. But wait, how does you doing him get us out of the city? His driver. I can use him whenever I want. Right now I'm using him to get us the hell out of here. His driver comes, gets us, takes us to Yankee Stadium, we leave with the team. Trust me, that team's getting out of the city. There's a game today? Yep, 12:05. Wait, how'd you even get cell service? My phone hasn't worked in hours. Satellite phone. What? It's a gift. He's Hulk fucking Hogan. So when's this ride coming? A car horn interrupts your thoughts. 3 sharp beeps. That'd be him, she grins. You walk to the edge. A limo has come to a stop up on the curb. The undead creatures take notice and descend upon it, rocking, shaking it, clawing at the windows. The horn blasts twice more. Shall we? Huh? Yakuma leaps off the building. Her hair flows wild as she falls 2 stories onto the roof of the car. She lands perfectly, blades out on one knee. She spins, heads roll. God damn it. Heights. Even 20 feet has your stomach doing flips. Zombies on the ground doesn't help any, but you throw your leg over the side and begin to work your way down the fire escape. You get down to the first level. No more climbing from here. You have to jump. What should I do? You shout down. Yakuma's a little too busy to talk. One of the monsters has climbed up onto the hood. A high school kid, probably. Tight jeans, tight t-shirt, trucker cap. Yakuma slides down the windshield and slams both swords through its head, lifts it up with a brutal Mortal Kombat move, and tosses it into a second one that was getting too close. One claws at the passenger side door. Yakuma leaps off the hood, over the thing, and lands behind it. One sword flashes through the air and cuts clear through the thing's head, exposing the wet pink brain. It falls. Yakuma climbs into the passenger side. Wait, you shout, don't leave without me! The sunroof opens. You see Yakuma's smiling face. Jump! Are you kidding me? You've got 2 seconds. Son of a bitch. You leap, crash onto the roof, half your body inside the sunroof, the other half out. Your wrist snaps against something hard. Intense pain. A feeling like fire rips through your thigh. Fucking hell. You want to cry. No, don't cry. Not in front of the pretty stripper. Yakuma pulls you inside. You collapse onto the leather seats. Massage your wrist. Hit it, Rick, Yakuma says to the driver, and the car takes off. You introduce yourself to the driver, but he doesn't seem too interested. Too busy driving like a madman. Lady, you're going to get me in so much trouble, he says as he swerves up onto the curb, smashing into something, and cuts back onto the street. Copies of The Onion and The Village Voice splash over the window. Rick hits the wipers. Rick, how long have I known you? I don't know. While? Have I gotten you in trouble yet? No. So stop worrying. He sighs deeply. To the stadium? Yep, stop for nothing. Yakuma puts the two bloody samurai swords on the soft leather wraparound. Rick drives like a man possessed. You watch the city fly by, the river, thick crowds of people. This is a nice limousine, you say. Yep, Yakuma says. This is a nice limousine, you shout up to Rick. He doesn't respond. You pour yourself a club soda. Down it, pour yourself another. Lean back. Try to relax. Not working. You watch Yakuma. She has her eyes closed. She looks peaceful. So, you and Hulk Hogan ever, back here? You ask. Her eyes open. What do you think? Damn. Should have worked harder on fielding those grounders in Little League. Rick cranes his neck. Miss, we're coming up on the bridge. Doesn't look like the police are letting anyone through. You know the cop? What cop? There are 200 up there. Recognize anyone? He sighs, then cuts across 2 lanes. Yeah, Lou, same as always. What time is it? She asks Rick. 11:36. So handle it. Rick cuts across another lane, cutting off traffic. The partition window closes, but the intercom stays on. The car comes to a stop. You listen with bated breath. Yakuma puts her bloody hand on yours. Hiya, Lou. Hey, Rick, sorry, no one through. I got you-know-who in the back. Rick, I could if I would, but I mean no one. Orders from the mayor. Game starts in a half hour. There's not going to be a game today, you nuts? It's the Sox, they're playing. He's got to get to the stadium. Rick. Lou, it's the Sox. Ah, Christ, you know I'm going to catch hell for this, right? Not when Hulk Hogan, apparently, turns a game-ending double play to secure us a playoff spot. You son of a bitch, go. Yakuma smiles. The car begins to roll. You hear the cop telling people to move. It's an emergency. Holy shit, it worked, you say. Of course, he's the king of the city. 20 minutes later, you pull into Yankee Stadium parking lot, just as a massive horde of the dead are arriving. Do we stick with the plan? Or do we keep driving? I think sticking with the plan means sticking with Yakuma, which probably means staying alive. So let's stick with the plan. Stick with the plan. The undead drift into the parking lot, moving towards the stadium, drawn by the smell of 52,000 fresh, live bodies and a pennant race. The limo stops just in front of the main entrance. Yakuma's out of the car in a flash, Rick yelling after her to be careful. You wave goodbye to Rick as you hurriedly catch up with her. You race through the parking lot, over a track of perfectly trimmed trees, planted at perfectly measured 10-foot intervals, and around the side of the stadium. The blue walls become a blur as you race past. Yakuma slides to a stop in front of a set of large twin doors. In big letters, Player's Entrance. She bangs twice. A heavy metal door slides open. Slim man, suit, funny cap. Yakuma, how are you? Fine, Freddy, move it. Gotta talk to you-know-who. Oh, come on, you know I can't. His eyes glaze over. He stares beyond you. Wow, he's just seen some zombies, I bet. Exactly, Yakuma says. On the walkie-talkie, they said something was happening, but don't interrupt the game. Don't alarm the fans. I think the fans are about to be alarmed, hun. Yakuma brushes past him and you follow. As you turn the corner, Freddy shouts, Wait, are those samurai swords? It's been a crazy day. You follow her through the guts of the stadium, down pipelined halls that are still clean. New Yankee Stadium. What a joke. In other countries, they hang on to their landmarks, their important buildings, their places of worship. Here, they tear them down, go across the street and build crappy replicas and slap new on the front. Shit, even before the zombies invaded the island, New York City was already half dead. You come out into a more normal-looking hallway. 2 lefts, and you're standing inside the Yankees' home locker room. It's empty. Shit, Yakuma says. Too late. A beautiful flat screen mounted on the wall shows the game underway. First inning. Someone you don't recognise at the bat. Hey, you ask, so what's the plan? What the hell am I going to do in Yankees' locker room? I'm getting Hulk Hogan, and he's going to get us out of the city. Now, come on, to the field, she says. To the field? Yankee Stadium field? You watch Yakuma go. Hair long and thick, ass perfect, samurai swords gleaming. Yeah, you'll follow. On your way out the door, you pass a tall glass display case. A plaque reads, New York Yankees pride, power, pinstripes. Inside the glass, the Louisville Slugger that Babe Ruth used to hit his first home run at Yankee Stadium. Dark wood, worn handle. A number of gunslinger-style notches are etched into the grain, one for each home run he hit with it. Yeah, you gotta have that. You grab a stool and smash it against the case. You reach inside and take the bat from its stand. You feel like King Arthur clutching Excalibur for the first time. Babe Ruth's bat in your hands. An alarm sounds. Out in the hall, a security guard stops you. Yakuma flashes the blade. He shuts up and steps back. At the end of the hall, through the dugout door, you see the bright green field. You follow Yakuma right through the door and into the Yankees dugout. You haven't been to a baseball game all season. Forgot that feeling of taking to the field for the first time. The boys of summer. The Yankees are in the field. Red Sox at bat. A few players sit around bullshitting. The manager leans against the dugout fence, spitting sunflower seeds. The cheer of the fans is loud, overpowering, hard to hear anything. After a minute or so, Hulk Hogan glances at the dugout and his eyes go wide. You can only imagine what's going through his mind. Is that my stripper girlfriend, splattered with blood, holding 2 samurai swords? In the fucking dugout? ESPN is going to shit a brick. Without hesitation, Yakuma marches out onto the field. Just beside the dugout stands a New York City cop. He glances over, does a double take. He shouts at her to freeze. She ignores it. He rips his taser from his belt, trains it on Yakuma's back, takes 2 steps forward, and fires. 2 tiny dart-like electrodes fly from the taser and stick in Yakuma's neck just above her tank top. She immediately shrieks, begins shaking violently, and then hits the grass just short of the pitcher's mound. After a moment, she stops convulsing. Shit. You tighten your fingers around the bat. Okay, in for all or in for nothing, right? You sprint out onto the field and bury the bat in the back of the cop's legs. He crumples. The taser falls to the grass. He scrambles through it, but not fast enough. You grab it and point at him. Your heart is pounding, and you can't believe you're doing this. Officer, look, I'm really, really sorry about this, you say softly, but you'll understand in a second. And that second is now. A maniacal scream. A flurry of movement in the stands. The chaos is underway. In the seat behind the first base, one of the things dines on some poor father. A gorgeous woman in the front row leaps onto the field, blood pouring down her side. She takes a few shaky steps, then falls. Fans scramble over the seats, rush for exits, complete madness, anything to get out of there. A man in a jersey shoves a cotton candy vendor, sending him somersaulting down the stairs, backward, gravity pulling him at a deadly speed. Bodies tumble from the upper decks, crashing to the seats below, dead on impact. A frat boy type, already turned, is knocked over the side and lands in the netting behind home plate. Confused, the frat boy zombie kicks, lashes out, only to get himself more entangled. This whole time, the stadium stereo never stops. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. I assume that's the sound they make, isn't it? Hulk Hogan helps Yakuma to her feet and rips the taser electrodes free. She glances over at you, sees the cop on the ground and throws you a nod. She's not hurt, just pissed. As the players take in the 360 degrees of madness that surrounds them, they slowly begin moving to the centre of the field. Bodies litter the stands. The lucky ones make it out. You can only imagine the horror in the halls, in the parking lot. As the crowd thins, the sound of fear and panic is replaced with the hideous moans of the dead. You, Yakuma, a handful of cops, and the entire roster of the Yankees and Red Sox are huddled together in the Yankee Stadium infield. The monsters start coming over the walls, slowly at first, A trickle, then more, crashing onto the field, hitting the grass, then rising. The players form a circle, bats up. You stay in the middle of the herd like a weakling lamb. Just because you've already encountered these monsters doesn't mean you're not still shitting your pants. All at once the beasts charge, a huge mass of them coming in. Yakuma's already out there, slaying the things 2 or 3 at a time. Oh man, Selig's definitely filing me for this, an outfielder says to you. Then he winks, runs forward and buries his bat in the side of the undead fan leading the charge. And with that, the battle's underway. The umpire gets it first. 3 fans on him, tearing at his flesh. His mask is ripped off and it spins across the ground. Teeth sink into his neck. He shakes, begins to turn. Shit, you recognise him, even as his face goes white. Jim Joyce. Do we know Jim Joyce? Apparently we do. A player swings his bat wildly, clearing out the undead fans. Then he raises the bat high. This one's for Galarraga. Galarraga? Is that? I guess all this is lost on me. I'm not from New York. And caves in the zombie umpire's head. A tall, enlisted-looking Yankees third baseman gets it in the leg from a young kid who happens to be wearing his jersey. He shrieks and pushes the brat away. Blood pours from his open wound. He pulls his bat back and swings. The kid goes flying. 2 more fans tackle the third baseman from behind. Teeth sink into his shoulder and neck. A large Dominican batter for the Red Sox runs over, does away with the 2 fans, and then kills the down Yankee for good with a powerful whack, then spits on him. A tall, moustached Italian-looking guy in a Joe DiMaggio jersey has eyes on you. His lower lip has been torn open and hangs sickeningly against his chin. He starts in. His lip flops. You raise the bat. The power of the babe flows through you. You point the bat directly at the man. Yeah, you're calling your shot just like Ruth. And then you swing. Crack! You can almost hear Michael K's obnoxious home run call. See ya! The man's head rips to the side. His neck snaps. He falls, blood splashing the beautifully trimmed infield grass. This is the chaos going on. The chaos going on at the ball game. An older player, classy looking, grabs a bag of balls. He gets to work. Fastballs, 2 seamers, all strikes, right between the eyes. 2 or 3 to the head and it's a kill. The zombies drop. The bodies pile up as the players give it everything they've got. Yakuma and you-know-who are standing back to back, holding their ground. She with her blades and him with his bat. The things surround them. His bat splinters against the zombie skull. He takes another one from a Red Sox player at his feet. Must have been on deck because there are metal batting donuts at the end of it. He wields it like the weapon it is. One thing gets close. He swings, shattering its face. 2 more. Same deal. 1 swing takes them down. He beats them into submission. Yakuma carves them up. Hell of a couple. Then, a chopper roaring from the sky. A dust cloud kicks up around you. Debris and trash whips across the field. 5 huge police choppers hover above the field. And in the passenger seat of one of them is that... Christ, is it Hank goddamn Steinbrenner, the old man's son, the new guy in charge? Ladders drop from the copters, sway over the field. Steinbrenner yells into a megaphone, New York Yankees, begin boarding! Long-term contracts first! Boston, you wait your turn. If there's room, you can board. Hulk Hogan lets Yakuma go first. You follow, climbing the ladder, bat stuffed down your pant leg and in your sock. You're not losing that. When you get to the stop, Steinbrenner gives you the stink eye. But as he climbs aboard, Hulk Hogan says, he's with me. You feel incredibly cool. You pull the bat free and take a seat next to Yakuma across from her man. The chopper fills up and takes off. You look down at the babe's bat rested across your legs. Hell of a thing. You pull your keys from your pocket, mark one last notch in the wood, and watch as Yankee Stadium shrinks to nothing beneath you. And that is another end. I mean, technically we didn't get that end because we died before that, but we've got 3 endings. It was good to see how we end up with Yakuma. We still had one more choice we could have made with that zombie stripper. We could have tried to electrocute her, but we'll see. Maybe we'll find that one time. This has been a really, really fun book. It's been very, very entertaining, and it's nice to just sort of go with it and not have to worry about picking up inventory or you know, losing fights like we do with the traditional books we do on here. But I think I would definitely do some more of this. on or off stream. I'm gonna see where we get, because it's been quite fun. So thanks for joining. Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna call it a night now. We might, let me know if you want to see some more of this one day, and perhaps we'll do some. But that's it. Until next time, see you again. Bye 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 bye.